India's cultural diversity is its strength, where people celebrate each other's festivals with joy. And cinema reflects this unity through stories of communal harmony. Remember Manmohan Desai's Amar Akbar Anthony? Yes. This year, Gudi Padwa brings new beginnings, followed by Eid, symbolizing generosity. Wish you lots of happiness on both the festivals. I'm Atika Farooqui. This is now showing, and here are the highlights. More than a king, less than a god. That's Empuraan. The Mohanlal starrer, directed by Prithviraj Sukumarann, takes the Lucifer franchise forward with a gripping action political thriller. Desiya the Daur in Kanneda. Parmish Verma and Jasmin Bajwa talk about their new series, Kanneda. John Abraham's The Diplomat wins critical acclaim. We speak to the director, Shivam Nair, and the producers, men behind the film. A filmy entrepreneur's journey from overseeing Netflix's DVD distribution to co-producing Delhi Crime, India's first series to win at International Emmy Awards. Let's begin the show with this week's release, Empuraan, L2 Empuraan. The highly anticipated sequel to the 2019 blockbuster Lucifer sees Prithviraj Sukumarann returning to the director's chair while also playing a supporting role. Starring Mohanlal, Manju Warrior and Tovino Thomas in key roles, the film aims to elevate the action drama genre while expanding the cinematic universe established by its predecessor. The film picks up with Kerala Chief Minister Jatin Ramdas, played by Tovino Thomas, breaking ties with his political party to form a new alliance with the enigmatic Baba Bajrangi, played by Abhimanyu Singh. This move sparks opposition from his sister Priyadarshini, that is Manju Warrior, who seeks to counteract his actions. Meanwhile, the legendary Qureshi Abram, also known as Stephen Nedumpalli, played by Mohanlal, returns to restore order while navigating a global crisis and facing off against the notorious Kabuga cartel. As political and criminal forces collide, the film builds towards an intense confrontation that will decide the fate of the nation. As expected, Mohanlal commands the screen with his towering presence, making even his limited screen time count. His composed yet powerful performance paired with well-written dialogues adds weight to the narrative. Manju Warrior delivers a compelling performance in a meaningful role that enhances the drama. Tovino Thomas, though given a crucial role, feels somewhat underdeveloped, lacking the depth needed to make a strong impact. Prithviraj Sukumarann does justice to his role, though his screen time is minimal. Abhimanyu Singh, on the other hand, tends to go over the top with his portrayal, occasionally detracting from the film's intensity. Visually, Empuraan is a stunning cinematic experience. The high production values are evident in every frame, with Sujit Vasudeva's cinematography standing out. However, the film's editing leaves much to be desired. With a runtime of 3 hours, Empuraan feels unnecessarily stretched, often testing the audience's patience. Deepak Dev's background score, while effective in highlighting the action, occasionally feels overwhelming and lacks the subtlety needed for emotional beats. The Telugu dubbing is well done and the dialogues retain their impact, but the screenplay falls short of the nuanced storytelling that made Lucifer compelling. The film's biggest strengths lie in its exceptional production values, with breathtaking cinematography and grand visuals that enhance the larger-than-life appeal. Watch it in cinemas, the theatre, the big ones. Mohanlal's charismatic presence and the meticulously choreographed action sequences add to the film's engaging moments. However, these trends are offset by the film's slow-paced narration and a predictable storyline, which lacks the depth and the intrigue of its predecessor. Murali Gopi's script opts for a linear, predictable narrative rather than a complex, layered plot. The film leans heavily on its brand power and visual appeal rather than delivering that gripping drama and the unexpected twists that made Lucifer memorable. While Empuraan effectively delivers mass entertainment with larger-than-life sequences, international crime syndicates and grand action, it falters in pacing a little bit. Prithviraj Sukumarann takes too long to establish the plot, making the first half feel stretched a bit. The overindulgence in character elevations, particularly for Stephen Nedumpalli, makes the narrative feel a bit sluggish. Lucifer 2, Empuraan is a visually stunning yet narratively underwhelming sequel. While it boasts high production values, stylish action sequences and a commanding performance by Mohanlal, it lacks the storytelling depth and emotional engagement of Lucifer. The film is best suited for fans of high-octane action dramas, but may leave those looking for a compelling narrative somewhat waiting for more. But if you like the first, you will be compelled to watch the second. And now let's move on. Desiya the Daur has taken over in Kanneda, a slang term used in Punjab for Canada. No, this isn't today, but a story set in the 80s. JioStar's latest web series brings alive the era with its gripping narrative and vibrant characters. Leading the pack is Punjabi actor-singer Parmish Verma, who seizes this opportunity to showcase his versatility like never before. Known for his charismatic screen presence, Verma steps into a role that promises to redefine his career, I think. I had the pleasure of chatting with Verma, lead actress Jasmin Bajwa and singer-actor Adar Malik. Parmish, I'll start with you. आप म्यूजिशियन हैं, इन्होंने अपनी फिल्म डायरेक्ट की जिसमें आपने एक्ट किया, उसको लिखा, उसको डायरेक्ट किया. वेरी एंटरप्राइजिंग बाय द वे. आपका एक सॉन्ग है गाल नहीं काटनी, मतलब गाली नहीं देनी है. यू नो, पंजाबी म्यूजिक के बारे में एक अच्छी बात यह है कि while on one hand it is extremely international and extremely modern and breaking barriers and sometimes almost not caring about anybody, right? And on the other side there is a traditional side to music जहाँ पे गाली नहीं काटनी, बड़ों की इज्जत करनी है, थोड़ा अपने कल्चरल रूट से जुड़ा रहना है. टेल मी अबाउट योर स्टोरी कि आप पटियाला से कनाडा का आपका जो कनेक्शन है, क्योंकि पर्सनल लाइफ भी आपकी कुछ ऐसे ही है जैसे हमने जो कल्चरल इन्फ्लुएंस देखा है उसमें.
वेल आई फेल्ट जो निम्मा का कैरेक्टर है, इसकी जो माइग्रेशन साइड है, आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस्ड इट फर्स्ट हैंड. I went to Australia in 2007. I was an international student. तो जो एक नए इमिग्रेंट की जो वनरेबिलिटी होती है, निम्मा का जो पास्ट है, that has a huge influence from 1984, the tragedy, the trauma that he has experienced, and those tragedies we felt as families. तो जो आपका trauma, I was able to kind of get the essence of that. I was able to understand it, क्योंकि वो चीज़ मैंने अपने शरीर पे हंडाई नहीं है. So therefore I don't know the actual pain, but I've seen my family members suffer a certain way. And then when I went to Australia, I had experienced first-hand racism of being, you know, जो initial complexities होती हैं migration की. So I felt that with that side of Nimma's story, I was able to connect. With the musical side, I felt when we were given a whole world for a specific character, that was a very fulfilling experience itself, because हम जब कनाडा के गाने लिख रहे थे तो हम अपनी बात नहीं कर रहे थे, हम निम्मे की बात कर रहे थे. Musically, we were able to explore every single sort of shade of Nimma's emotion.
ये बताइए कि कनाडा का जो वाइट पॉपुलेशन है, क्या वो हमारी म्यूजिक में इंटरेस्ट लेती है?
कंट्रीज जहाँ पे माइग्रेशन पुरानी हो चुकी है, लेट्स से इन इंग्लैंड, कनाडा, वेयर people have seen Indians or Punjabis for a very long time.
50 years,
so now they've developed certain connections with that community. जहाँ इतनी migration नई नहीं है, sorry पुरानी नहीं है, वहाँ I feel there is a little bit of gap.
Jasmine, tell me, you know, Punjabi girls का भी कुछ एक यही dichotomy है. The girls who are strong and headstrong and enterprising and want to go out there are like really strong.
Yeah.
But then there is another side to a Punjabi girl,
Yeah.
and in most movies when we watch them, they are, I would say, a lot about traditions,
Yeah.
a lot about great looks, a lot about being the feminine side to
Yes.
the family.
Yes.
And you play the love interest of the
Yeah.
lead character here, who's, by the way, quite headstrong.
Yeah.
He makes all the wrong decisions, he makes the mistakes of life, and I would like to know what kind of a female influence do you have on the male protagonist?
Well, it has a lot to do with the upbringing that I have. While like I want to address such great things that you said कि पंजाबी लड़कियां जो होती हैं, they are bold, they are headstrong, and at the same time rooted in tradition. This headstrong personality is who Jasmine is. So I've grown up in a family where my father, it was his dream that I should become an actress.
Really?
And this statement
Rare.
coming from somebody who's from Punjab and who's been rooted in tradition, it's
Yeah.
quite something. Harleen has a lot to do with it. Obviously her
Describe a scene.
life revolves
Describe
around
a prominent
him.
scene
Yeah,
with you and
the
him.
life revolves around Nimma, but at the same time, there are certain aspects and there are certain situations where she's like, okay, I'm done with it. There was a scene where I am really pissed off. Like, meri bus ho gayi ab Nimma se, and he has to come back and I have to confront him. You either lose this or I am leaving you.
Yeah.
So there was this scene with full aggression, and I had
She
this
punches me in the gut.
yeah, so I was full of, I was on top of my emotion and I had to confront him. I was like, come
I had to
on,
hold his strong
I'll
arm.
take you. And we both are like that. हर scene से पहले हम एक दूसरे को बोलते थे, मैं आ रही हूँ full on. And he's like, okay. और मैं भी बोलती हूँ, okay.
And
So
then
वो
in one of the scenes I had to grab her and I dropped her.
oh God. So I have punched him. He has.
I have dropped her.
हमने अपना सारा aggression निकाला
एक
है उस
दूसरे
set
पे
पे.
निकाल दिया.
Very good.
Yeah.
ये होना चाहिए. ये actually होना चाहिए. Sometimes a boy
Yeah.
and a girl उनकी fist fight भी पर्दे पर होनी चाहिए.
बिल्कुल
उससे क्या
होनी
है, gender politics का statement अच्छा होता
अरे
है.
हम हर जगह इक्वालिटी मांगते हैं. फीमेल्स हर जगह बोलते हैं इक्वालिटी चाहिए. इसमें ले लो. मैं तो कहती हूँ. तो मैंने तो ली है. मैं तो खा भी सकती हूँ. It's okay. तो मेरा इक्वालिटी का बेसिस ही वही है.
मैंने थोड़ा रिसर्च किया. वो 90s का हमने दौर देखा था जब हर दूसरा लड़का जा रहा था कनाडा जाना है, और इसमें शुरू में एक लाइन है कि कुछ अपने अतीत से भागने के लिए जा रहे हैं, कुछ अपने फ्यूचर बनाने के लिए जा रहे हैं. तो देखिए कितना दिलचस्प स्टैट्स हैं कि लास्ट 50 इयर्स में इंडियन इमिग्रेंट पॉपुलेशन इन कनाडा हैज ग्रोन सिग्निफिकेंटली. 2001 में देयर वर लाइक रफली 3,14,000 Indian immigrants in Canada. By 2011, this data was 5,47,000. By 2016, it was 6,68,000 plus, and it is only growing. अदर आप बॉम्बे के हैं, आपने पटियाला पंजाब की लाइफ शायद नहीं देखी है, राइट?
नहीं, the thing is, मम्मी पंजाबी है लेकिन I speak Marathi better than I speak Punjabi.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm more Maharashtrian than like what my lineage
तो एक
would
सेंटेंस
suggest.
ऐसा बोलिए जिसमें मराठी भी हो और पंजाबी भी.
कुठे जायला आहे ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨੂੰ what do you say?
Once again.
कुठे जायचं आहे ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨੂੰ? What is it? हाँ,
आपको
it's a bizarre thing क्योंकि घर में you are speaking 3-4 languages simultaneously, so it's the very weird household.
But you understand Punjabi?
I understand Punjabi क्योंकि नानी और मम्मी को पूरी जिंदगी बात करते
नहीं, मैंने भी कई बार बात
I
की
don't.
है,
A lot
तो
of
you
your rap I
understand.
don't, but normal Punjabi.
But do they like मम्मी गालियाँ पंजाबी में देती हैं?
मम्मी चप्पल से वो पंजाबी है. हाँ, वो पंजाबी नहीं
throw है
करते.
जो
हाँ.
हाँ, वो थ्रो अपने आप में गाली है, पंजाबी गाली है थ्रो.
सही है throw.
क्या आपने ग्रोइंग अप बुल्ले शाह के बारे में पढ़ा था? Did you read about or listen to Gurdas Maan?
For me as a like because मेरा comedy के साथ बहुत ही like I had a special relationship. So Kushwant Singh was
You are a
always
comedian, आप
yeah.
comedian है, yeah.
So those were like those books we used to read, those jokes we used to love, you know, and so it's like Jaswal Bhatti, you know, these were influences I grew up with because this is like it's aspirational comedians. These are aspirational writers. तो मेरे लिए म्यूजिक से ज़्यादा वो था. म्यूजिक हमेशा मेरे इन्फ्लुएंसेस बिकॉज माई फैमिली वाज वेरी बॉलीवुड, बट कॉमेडी इन्फ्लुएंसेस आई हैड टू फाइंड ऑन माय ओन. सो दीज गाइज वर द लाइक बेंचमार्क राइटर्स के अरे इनके तरह बनना है. आई थिंक देयर इज नथिंग बेटर देन पंजाबी म्यूजिक फॉर वेडिंग्स. देयर इज नो वेडिंग दैट कैन हैपन विद अ पंजाबी म्यूजिक. सो दैट्स लाइक वन थिंग दैट वी ऑलवेज हैड. एंड देन the hip hop thing, and I grew up with like all these UK hip hop artists, and then slowly you start because that's a gateway. तो बाद में धीरे-धीरे you start getting into like we've got our own regional hip hop. You've got so people like Parmish. There's other then the whole Diljit phase happens for everybody, and like you love it. And that's why you kind of like get into.
अरे मुझे पूछना था, मैंने दिलजीत से भी पूछा था, मैं आपसे भी पूछती हूँ, ये स्वैग की ਹੁੰਦਾ है?
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਨਾ swag ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ?
वही
ਇਹੀ
swag
swag
है. ओके, यू नो अकबर ने बीरबल से एक बार कहा कि मेरे हाथ पे कुछ ऐसा लिखो कि जब मैं खुश हूं तो दुखी हो जाऊं और जब दुखी हूं तो खुश हो जाऊं. तो उसने लिखा दिस टू शैल पास. बुल्ले शाह हैज सेड दिस इवन बेटर. बुल्ले शाह कहते हैं कि दुश्मन मरे तो खुशी ना करिए,
सजना भी मर जाना,
सजना भी मर जाना है. पंजाब की दुनिया के ऐसे कौन से लोग हैं जिनको सुनना पढ़ना जरूरी है?
I think there are certain artists, there are certain writers that you read for different reasons. Like you mentioned Kushwant Singh. Have you read his book Rules of Life?
Yes.
That was such an interesting book, right? When it comes to music, when it comes to artists, I don't think anybody has had a better artistry, if that's the right word, than Gurdas Maan Sahab ever. because the spectrum of emotions, the depth, even like the songs that he made for our language,
ki banu duniya da sache baadshah wa guru jane.
like he is such an iconic artist, and we are so blessed to have lived in his era.
Yeah. उन्होंने एक बहुत अच्छी बात बोली थी जब मैंने उनसे पूछा कि भाई यंग जनरेशन को आप क्या बोलना चाहेंगे, तो बोले कि एंड ही वाज एड्रेसिंग द पंजाबी पॉपुलेशन, द यंग बॉयज जो अलग अलग बुरी आदतों में फंसे हुए हैं, तो उन्होंने बोला जवानी को काम में लगाओ, और जवानी से ऐसा काम लो कि जब तुम रात को सो तो ऐसा सो कि कोई सुध ना रहे.
Mansa were performing at a private event. So I realized that he's there, the stage is set, the show is about to begin. So I wanted to go give him regards and show him my respect. I walked into the backstage tent. He's sitting there by himself, all dressed up. I went there and was like, sorry, appa shuru kar dein, like he's like, take your time, I wait kar, I'm here.
Yeah.
I am yet to experience that peaceful state before a show.
That is the power of goodness. You know, हमारे ऐसे role models, icons होने चाहिए popular entertainment culture में जिनसे हम कुछ सीख सकें.
Yes.
True.
And lastly, Parmish, Adar, tell me this. You both are men. I was going through
What?
your Instagram.
Are you?
Come on. Who's your favorite comedian? You just spoke like Max Amini.
Oh, I've performed with Max Amini. He's lovely.
You've performed
Who is
with?
your favorite stand-up comedian?
I really like Max's crowd work. In fact, मैं उसके पहले stage पे गया था, then I was talking to the audience and वो बोला बेटा मैंने 6 कैमरा लगाए so that I can talk to the audience, just do your material and walk off.
Oh.
So that was really nice. Nice. But Max is lovely.
But comedians are doing a great job.
I think Ricky Gervais is my
बहुत
favorite.
बढ़िया.
Ricky Gervais, Sarah Silverman, then I've always liked Seinfeld, then there's oh God, कितना I can't.
Russell and also.
Russell was the reason I started because हम लोग we used to buy bootleg like signals पे हम लोग Russell की DVD खरीदते थे as college students.
Okay.
And that was our introduction to formal
Yeah.
Formal
stand-up comedy.
stand-up
अच्छा
comedy.
ऐसे होता है.
Yeah.
We didn't know up till that point. We were all just figuring
Yeah.
कैसे coffee shop में कुछ कर लेते हैं. But
Correct.
that's where
And real comedians are the ones जिनको मतलब थोड़ा सा borderline शायद मैं कुछ लोग ना agree करें, उनको वाकई बहुत गाली गलौज की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. They are so good. And now moving on, Shivam Nair started his career in television, assisting Sriram Raghavan in the 1991 docudrama Raman Raghav, A City, A Killer. You remember that movie? It's available on YouTube, by the way, too. He transitioned to films with Ahista Ahista and later helmed the spy thriller Naam Shabana. He gained recognition in digital streaming with Special Ops and Mukhbir, the story of a spy. His latest film, The Diplomat, starring John Abraham, has received critical acclaim. Mr. Nair and the producers Jatish Verma and Sameer Dikshit, who had earlier produced Manto as well, get together to convey a few things more humorously about the movie. Listen in.
When you ask somebody to go to hell, the person, you say it in a manner where the person asks you for directions. That's such a beautiful line which actually we overheard when you were talking to John. You know, and that is like so apt because we've interacted with a lot of diplomats through the making of this film. We've interacted a lot with the Ministry of External Affairs, and this is so perfect. It defines what diplomacy is. Jatish was watching news when this incident actually happened. So Uzma came in and he was watching and he was having lunch. He called me immediately. कि ये देखो ये तो film की story है. And that is the day we started. The day Uzma came to India, the gates opened, she came in, we saw the news, he said we will make this film.
हमारे पास कैसे हुआ? मेरा अमर शर्मा ने मुझे फ़ोन किया, वो अभी मेरा मैनेजर है. उन्होंने फ़ोन किया, बोले उज़मा पे एक स्टोरी करनी है, विद्यावरण कंफर्म है. विद्यावरण कंफर्म है, स्टोरी सुनाया फ़ोन पे, मैंने बोला अच्छा स्टोरी इंटरेस्टिंग है. मैं वापस जब इनके ऑफिस तक गया, मैं बोला यार ये लड़की तो इसमें कुछ की नहीं है, प्यार में पड़ी, पाकिस्तान गई, पाकिस्तान जाने के बाद खाली एम्बेसी तक पहुंची. कहानी इसकी कैसे हो सकता है? हाँ, देन मतलब कौन है डिप्लोमेट इसका जो रेस्क्यू करा है, उनको बुलाओ. इन्होंने इनसे बात की, फिर JP सिंह साहब आए, फिर उन्होंने कहानी सुनाई. वहाँ से स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट है स्टोरी टेलिंग का, डिस्कशन स्क्रिप्ट चले गए. तो मेरा फेवरेट उसका पिक्चर है मद्रास कैफे. लेकिन जब पठान देखी ना, पठान में लार्जर देन लाइफ का इमेज, शॉर्ट पैंट पहन के आ रहा है, तो गर्ल्स का इंप्रेशन, इंक्लूडिंग पठान देखने के बाद मेरे कजिन है वो मेरे को बोले जॉन को आप जानते हैं, फ़ोन कराओ। जॉन से बात करने के टाइम वो यही बात कर रहा है, जो है ना स्विमिंग पूल के उधर बैठा रहता ना वो हाफ पैंट पहन के, तो मैं बोले यार ये सब तो लड़कियां पागल है, हमारे यहाँ तो डिप्लोमेट बड़ा, हमने उसको बताया नहीं हमारा डिप्लोमेट किस तरह से हमने डिज़ाइन किया है। बट अल्टीमेटली अभी फिल्म देखने के बाद सेम पर्सन जिसने उस समय वो पठान देखी है, वही लोग उसको बहुत अलग लेवल पर लाइक कर रहे हैं जॉन को। जॉन जियो पॉलिटिकल के बारे में उसको बहुत मालूम है, फिल्में उसने की थी, परमाणु, मद्रास कैफे सब की हुई थी, और जब जियो पॉलिटिकल के बारे में उनको पता है तो उस फिर इंटरेक्शन जितनी बातें हुई ना वो बहुत बैलेंस कन्वर्सेशन हुआ। तभी डिसाइड किया कि इसकी अभी ये हाथ मसल्स इसको क्या करेंगे, वो मसल्स नहीं दिखना चाहिए, वो काम करना पड़ेगा। माइंड तो कंट्रोल में था ही उनका, माइंड तो कैरेक्टर में था।
मैं यूएस में था आफ्टर वी टुक द राइट्स एंड एवरीथिंग, एंड वहाँ एक कैंपेन चल रहा था विच वाज लाइक ब्लैक लाइफ मैटर्स, एंड आई कॉल्ड जतेश, मैंने बोला कि हमारी जो फिल्म है, this shows that every Indian life matter, that you know any Indian citizen anywhere in the world, whether it's the Middle East, it's America, it's Europe, if they have any problem they can come to the Indian High Commission and we will take care. So that just became such a important point for the film, and then we saw that how this film showcases that entirely, you know, how the diplomats work, how you know, the same diplomats, same JP sir, इससे पहले अफगानिस्तान में थे posted, आज वो ambassador हैं इजराइल में, you know, so they also study the culture, the you know, different ethnicities, कि how they work, how they live, and still for all of them, they give them security. So for the diplomat, it was a very key point.
उज़्मा के इंटरेस्टिंग था, जब इन्होंने उज़्मा को बुलाया ने फर्स्ट टाइम, वो जस्ट पाकिस्तान से आई थी वो, और बहुत शेकन थी वो, और जब वो अपनी कहानी सुनाई वो जिसमें सुनाने शुरू की, वो बहुत शेकन था, और वो उसकी सारी फीलिंग जो सफ़र किया था हम लोग से शेयर किया था ना उसमें। अब बताएं, अब वो बंदी दिल्ली से गई हुई थी पाकिस्तान।
एक्चुअली शी वाज इन सर्च, जो उसकी एक्चुअल स्टोरी हमें देखी कि शी वाज इन सर्च ऑफ अ बेटर लाइफ। वो दिल्ली से गई मलेशिया पहले टू लुक फॉर अ जॉब, एंड वहाँ पर भी बिकॉज शी हैड अ प्रीवियस मैरिज विच डिडंट वर्क, शी हैड अ डॉटर फ्रॉम दैट, then she went to Malaysia, she was looking for a job, it was not successful. She met this guy Tahir there, and Tahir invited her to Pakistan. So she went to Pakistan, but unfortunately met the wrong people, went there, and then when she reached the High Commission, she actually, for her, even JP sir was like a hero. He was the savior, saved her life, got her back to India. I think वो जो इंडिया के बाहर ढूंढने गई थी मलेशिया में या पाकिस्तान में, जब वो इंडिया आई तो उसे जो रियलाइज हुआ कि इंडिया इज द बेस्ट, which feeling comes when she touches the Indian soil, and that feeling ki oh, I'm back in India, I'm safe. I think that's such an important thing for people who are trying to leave this country, that this is the most beautiful country, this is where you belong, this is where you should be.
तो देखिए अभी डिप्लोमेट तो बन गई और हमने बहुत मेहनत से बनाई है।
It's a film we are proud of. It is actually a lot of hard work. We've had fun making it, but we want everybody to watch it.
And now moving on. Most Indians know Netflix as a streaming platform that arrived in India in 2016, but few remember its origins as a late 90s DVD rental service. Yes! During this time, one man played a key role in curating Indian titles, that is Sanjay Bachani. His journey took him from overseeing DVD distribution to bringing iTunes to India and handling Yashraj Films' digital distribution. He later became an executive producer on the globally acclaimed series Delhi Crime, and later launched his own production company, Film Caravan. We caught up with Bachani as he shared his cinematic journey, an interesting story for film entrepreneurs especially. Watch it.
It was a moment of pride. The whole idea was to show the world that yes, a horrific incident happened, but the country didn't take it lightly. The police, the Delhi police, turned the world upside down to make sure, this crime is solved. And that's what we showed, Our whole attempt was to show how they worked in a very systematic manner, and they made sure the criminals were put to justice. The whole attempt was to show that side of the effort. The government, the police department, the home department, all put their resources together to solve this crime ASAP. It was a show that showed that how the police as a team worked together under the given circumstances to solve a crime. The hero of the story was the show, not any individual actor. So we never based the story, and the whole script was never written keeping one actor in mind. 4 hours a day, I like Bollywood cinema a lot, but the next 20 hours, I like my independent space. The whole idea of this journey with the Bandra Film Festival is to take it slowly, take it deeper, and really reach out to the right community, you know. So you see, we do not even actually go spend money on advertising. This country has huge talent, which is not even tapped. They have great storytelling art, they have great camera work, and with the new technology of phones, I see one of the best content coming out. You know, it surprises me every day that, you know, these young boys and girls, you know, from all over the country, they shoot fantastic things, and when I get to see them, I'm like, wow. But then the question comes, what happens from here? Yes, they shot, they spend some money, they put it together, but what happens from here on? And I said, let me become the platform for them, you know. I believe in their talent. So I said, there you go, you know, Bandra Film Festival will be your platform where we will invite people, you know, we'll reach out to people, and so that they get an opportunity to see your work, and you have an opportunity to come to the city, meet those people, meet your viewers, talk about your content, and spread the word. The next talent that you will find coming from this country, where somebody can be an Oscar, the Emmys or the Grammys, will come from this pool of people.
And we come to the end of this show. I say goodbye, but aap apna khayal rakhiyega. See you soon. Goodbye.